There are things that dealerships will never say out loud, not because they are lies, but because it's not in their best interest to say them. A mechanic with more than 20 years of experience, one of those who has seen thousands of cars pass through the lift, once told me bluntly, "In 2026, there will be cars that will cost you more in repairs than in fuel." And the worst part is not that. What's truly concerning is that many of those models are still being sold as if they were a great opportunity. Modern designs, huge screens, promises of savings, efficiency and technology. But beneath that shiny showcase, there are engineering decisions made to cut costs, not to last. That's why before you get carried away by an attractive ad or a salesman with a perfect smile, today we're going to do something that many brands don't like at all. We're going to go over the 6 cars you shouldn't buy in 2026 under any circumstances. And then, to be fair, the 6 that are worth every penny. Stay until the end, because the last one on the positive list often surprises even those who think they know everything about cars. Number 6. Nissan Kicks. The Nissan Kicks was born with a very clear promise, to be a compact, affordable, efficient SUV with a youthful design. And during the first few months, many buyers feel like they made a good decision. Fuel consumption is low, the car moves nimbly in the city, and the price seems reasonable. The problem appears over time. The most critical point of the Kicks is its CVT transmission, a gearbox that Nissan continues to use despite constant warnings from mechanics. It's not uncommon to find cases of Kicks that, with barely 70,000 or 80,000 kilometers, start showing jerks, loss of smoothness, or complete transmission failures. When that happens, the hit to the wallet is hard. Repairing or replacing the CVT can cost between €3,000 and €5,000, turning this budget SUV into a financial nightmare. But the problems don't end there. The Kicks has also been criticized for its poor sound insulation. On the highway, it feels light, fragile, with vibrations that reach directly into the cabin. At high speeds, many drivers describe the feeling as traveling in a car with no real insulation. The suspension, comfortable in the city, becomes unstable on the highway. In fast curves or with the vehicle loaded, the feeling of safety decreases in a worrying way. In the end, many owners reach the same conclusion. It's not a real SUV, but an elevated hatchback with an SUV image. Number 5. Jeep Renegade. The Renegade is a perfect example of how a brand can sell image instead of substance. It has an attractive design, a rugged aesthetic, and a name with historical heritage. This makes many buyers believe they are acquiring a tough and reliable vehicle. The reality is very different. Under that square body, the Renegade shares a platform and components with Fiat Origin models, something that already raises doubts among the more knowledgeable. The most common problems are concentrated in 2 key areas, the engine and the 9-speed automatic transmission. In specialized workshops, it is common to see relatively new Renegades with electronic failures, faulty sensors and gearboxes that behave erratically. A transmission that, in theory, was supposed to improve efficiency and performance, but in practice turns out to be slow, confusing and poorly refined. Many drivers report uncomfortable and even dangerous situations when overtaking, when the car hesitates on which gear to use at the most critical moment. This is coupled with high fuel consumption for its size and off-road performance that disappoints in most versions. Except for very specific configurations, it doesn't offer the off-road capabilities its image promises. In the end, you end up paying the Jeep price, but without receiving the toughness expected from the brand. Number 4. Chevrolet Tracker. The Chevrolet Tracker promised to be the ideal entry point into the world of compact SUVs, a modern car with an attractive design and a competitive price. The problem is that the mechanics didn't live up to the marketing, especially in versions with small turbocharged engines, where significant failures have been reported before reaching 100,000 kilometers. Problems with fuel pumps, timing chains, and auxiliary systems that appear too soon. On the interior, the Tracker also fails to impress over time. Hard plastics, poor fittings, and noises that quickly emerge on uneven roads. Moreover, its infotainment system has been a frequent source of complaints, with frozen screens and connectivity failures that shouldn't exist in a modern car. In several basic versions, the safety equipment is minimal, clearly showing that cost saving was a priority, even at the expense of the driver's peace of mind. And here, we've only seen the first half of the problem. In the next part, we'll look at even more controversial models, some very popular, others downright disappointing. Because when a car starts to fail just after the warranty ends, no matter how good the design is, it can't make up for the frustration. Number 3. Ford EcoSport. The Ford EcoSport is one of the clearest examples of how a car can be a sales success, while at the same time a disappointment in terms of durability. Ford presented it as a compact, versatile SUV designed for urban life, but with a bit of an adventurous touch. It sold very well in many markets, especially among drivers looking for their first SUV. The problem arises when we analyze its key components. One of the most criticized points has been its dual-clutch automatic transmission, which has carried a reputation for being unreliable for years. Many owners have reported abrupt shifts, jerking when starting, and power loss in situations where the car should respond smoothly. In some cases, the failures appear even before 100,000 kilometers, forcing costly repairs that don't align with the idea of an affordable SUV. This is coupled with interior quality that falls far below expectations. Hard plastics, poor finishes, and accelerated wear make the EcoSport look old in a short time. Another much criticized detail is the spare tire mounted on the rear hatch. What seemed like an aesthetic nod turned into a daily hassle: uncomfortable trunk opening, premature hinge wear, and issues with locks. On the road, the EcoSport doesn't stand out either. The steering feels imprecise, and the engine lacks power when pushed a bit more, especially with the vehicle loaded. In summary, it's a car that promised versatility, but ends up offering a mediocre experience and questionable reliability. Number 2. Mitsubishi Mirage. The Mitsubishi Mirage is a case that generates a lot of disappointment, especially coming from a brand with a solid past in reliability. In theory, the Mirage was supposed to be the ideal urban car: small, light, economical, and easy to maintain. In practice, it's a model that falls short in almost every aspect. Its 3-cylinder engine offers very limited power. It's not only slow, but it can also be dangerous in real-world situations, such as overtaking or merging onto highways. The CVT transmission doesn't help either. Instead of providing smoothness, it makes the engine run at high revolutions without delivering a corresponding response, generating noise, vibrations, and a constant sense of effort. Build quality is another weak point. The interior plastics scratch easily, the seats lose shape quickly, and the sound insulation is very poor. At relatively low speeds, wind and engine noise are already noticeable, making any long journey uncomfortable. As for safety, the Mirage doesn't stand out either. Its crash test results have been modest, which is concerning even for an economical car. In 2026, buying a Mirage means accepting an outdated, uncomfortable car with a level of quality that doesn't justify its price, no matter how low it may be. Number 1. Fiat 500. And here we are at the car that tops this list. The one that, according to many mechanics, is one of the worst purchases you can make in 2026. The Fiat 500 charms at first sight: a cute design, the perfect size for the city, and a retro image that still turns heads. But behind that charming aesthetic hides a very different reality. One of the most common problems is its electrical system. Sensors that fail for no reason, warning lights that appear randomly, and dashboards that show phantom errors. These failures, although they may seem minor, result in constant trips to the workshop and an accumulated cost that ends up being very high. The automatic transmission is another critical point. Over time, many users report jerking, harsh shifts, and a loss of smoothness. In some cases, the gearbox gets stuck in a gear, forcing costly repairs. Interior space is also very limited. The rear seats are almost symbolic, and the trunk barely serves for daily use. In an era where other compact cars offer more versatility, the Fiat 500 feels clearly outdated. What's most surprising is that, despite all these problems, it continues to be sold as an urban icon. But in real-world use, it ends up being a car that's nice to look at, but frustrating to drive. For all these reasons, many mechanics agree the Fiat 500 is the car you shouldn't buy in 2026 under any circumstances. So far, we've covered the 6 models to avoid if you don't want your budget to suffer unnecessarily. These are cars that may attract you with their design or marketing, but hide issues of reliability, durability, or high maintenance costs. Now comes the positive part, because just as there are cars that are a bad investment, there are also models that have proven to be reliable, durable, and consistent with what they promise. Now let's go over the 6 cars that are worth every penny in 2026. Number 6. Toyota Corolla Hybrid. The Toyota Corolla Hybrid is a clear example of how experience and consistency can yield extraordinary results. It's not a flashy car, nor does it try to be. Its greatest virtue is something else. It performs well for many years. Toyota has spent more than 2 decades perfecting its hybrid technology, and that shows. The system combines an efficient combustion engine with a robust electric motor, without the need for plugs or complications. In daily use, fuel consumption is low, especially in the city. But the most important aspect is its reliability. There are countless cases of Corolla hybrids that surpass 300,000 kilometers without any major issues, something that few models can claim today. Additionally, maintenance is relatively inexpensive. Parts are easy to find, workshops are familiar with the system, and service intervals are well defined. In terms of safety, the Corolla Hybrid offers modern assistance, such as automatic braking, adaptive cruise control, and lane assist, making it a very well-rounded option. If you're looking for a car that simply won't give you problems, this is one of the safest choices in 2026. Number 5. Honda CR-V. The Honda CR-V is one of those models that seems to be designed with one idea in mind: to last. It has been one of the best-selling SUVs in the world for years, and that's no coincidence. It offers a balance that's very hard to match between space, comfort, technology, and reliability. In 2026, the CR-V maintains that philosophy. Its engines stand out for their smoothness and endurance, and its automatic transmissions, unlike many CVTs on the market, have shown superior durability. The interior is spacious, comfortable, and well finished. It doesn't use flashy materials, but rather durable ones, designed to withstand the passage of time. Many owners agree on the same point. After several years of use, the CR-V still feels solid and reliable. It's not the cheapest SUV in its segment, but in the long run, it makes up for it with fewer repairs and an excellent reputation for reliability. Number 4. Mazda CX-5. The Mazda CX-5 is one of the best examples that reliability and driving pleasure can go hand in hand. Unlike many SUVs that prioritize comfort alone, the CX-5 offers a precise, balanced, and enjoyable driving experience. Its steering is direct, the suspension is well tuned, and the car responds with an agility uncommon in this segment. Mechanically, the Skyactiv engines have proven to be durable and efficient. They don't rely on extreme solutions or aggressive turbocharging, which translates to less mechanical stress in the long term. Many owners exceed 200,000 kilometers without major issues, always with normal maintenance. The interior stands out for its quality: well-assembled materials, a simple design, and carefully crafted ergonomics. Moreover, Mazda has improved its safety and connectivity systems generation after generation, keeping the CX-5 up to date without sacrificing reliability. Number 3. Hyundai Tucson. The Hyundai Tucson is one of the clearest examples of how a brand can evolve and learn from its mistakes. For years, Hyundai was seen as an economical option, correct, but without character. That changed, and the Tucson is one of the best examples of this transformation. In 2026, this SUV offers a balance that's very hard to match between design, technology, and reliability. Its engines have significantly improved in durability and efficiency, leaving behind the issues that affected older generations. The current automatic transmissions are more refined and reliable, no longer presenting the recurring failures that caused complaints in the past. The interior of the Tucson is spacious, comfortable, and well thought out. It doesn't just feel modern, but also solid, with materials that stand up well to daily use. Another advantage is the brand's warranty, which provides peace of mind that few manufacturers offer today. Knowing that the car is backed for several years is a deciding factor for many buyers. The Tucson doesn't aim to be the sportiest or the most exclusive, but it fulfills something much more important. It works well and doesn't give unnecessary problems. Number 2. Subaru Outback. The Subaru Outback is a different kind of car, and that's exactly why it stands out. It's neither a conventional SUV nor a typical station wagon. It's a blend designed for those who seek versatility, safety, and real durability. One of its major strengths is the symmetrical all-wheel drive, which provides superior stability in rain, snow, or rough terrain. This isn't a marketing gimmick, it's a technical solution that works. Subaru's Boxer engine, with a lower center of gravity, provides stable and predictable handling. It might not be the fastest in its segment, but it is one of the most reliable. There are numerous cases of Outbacks that exceed 300,000 kilometers without serious breakdowns, as long as the recommended maintenance is followed. The interior is spacious, comfortable, and designed for real-world use. It doesn't prioritize excessive luxury, but rather functionality and durability. Moreover, Subaru has strengthened its safety equipment in recent years, making the Outback one of the safest cars for long-distance travel. If you're looking for a vehicle that can handle anything without unpleasant surprises, this is one of the most complete options in 2026. Number 1. Toyota Land Cruiser. And here we are at number 1. A car that needs no introduction. The Toyota Land Cruiser isn't just a vehicle, it's a global reference in durability and reliability. In 2026, it remains the benchmark against which all other off-road vehicles are compared. It's no coincidence that in regions with extreme conditions, poor roads, harsh climates, intensive use, the Land Cruiser is the preferred choice. Its engine is designed to last hundreds of thousands of kilometers. It doesn't aim for spectacular figures, but rather for endurance and consistency. Maintenance, although not cheap, makes sense when compared to other large or luxury SUVs that offer much less in the long term. Moreover, its resale value remains high even after many years of use. The interior has evolved over time. Today, it combines comfort, technology, and robust materials, without losing that sense of being a vehicle built for anything. But the most important thing is the peace of mind it offers. Knowing that you're driving a car designed to last decades is something that very few models can guarantee today. For this reason, the Toyota Land Cruiser rightfully takes the top spot. It's not an impulsive purchase, it's an investment in peace of mind. In 2026, choosing the right car is more important than ever. The difference between a good purchase and a bad decision can mean thousands in repairs or years of peace of mind. Some models may seem attractive, but hide serious problems. Others, like the ones we've just seen, show that there are still cars built to last. Now I want to hear your opinion. What car has been so good that you'd buy it again without hesitation? And which one was a total disappointment? Leave it in the comments, like the video, and subscribe. See you in the next video.